Good morning. It is Monday, and welcome to the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse. It is also July the 1st, and I have to get this off my chest, ladies and gentlemen, because when I get so irritated and frustrated and downright angry for a reason or two or three or four, I have to get it off my chest. So I'm in the palatial studios. And I'm going to tell you that all this talk, there's been some articles and discussions and various tidbits that have been mouthed by various people about the state of KQED, and that's both the television end and the radio end. Folks, I long ago, and I'm not alone, gave up on KQED. KQED used to be a really proud and heralded a legacy media outlet for years and years and years in San Francisco, in the Bay Area. And now, look what it's become. It's irrelevant. It is distant. It has become so out of place, so marginalized. Remember all the good things, even people that were sort of blasé about KQED, and they regarded it as some kind of a left wing, one of those government funded, media agencies, and they looked at it very cynically. I understand that state now because I'm in that state, like not the political part of it and the fact that they're, funded by the government, public broadcasting, all that. I put that aside. I regard it, KQED, as this magical place, especially television, with great programs, and which most of which, by the way, were taken from the network. There were very few local programs on KQED. But I remember, and was a little kid, KQED had a news show every night. They had newsroom. And no, it was not the most elaborate program. It was not this gargantuan kind of a, program that brought you all this compelling news production. But at least it was on every night. It was a nightly news program. KQED does not produce a local news show. That is pathetic. That is unbelievable. You don't have a local nightly news show on KQED. All the money that you get, all the funding, both. And folks, I haven't even told you how much money they make off of their membership program. Forget the fact that they get all this subsidized stuff from the government and grant money and all this. And what do they produce? A stinking local restaurant show called Check Please, most of which you see in its repeats. They're not even freshly run programs. I'm sure I'm leaving out one other program, but they don't do a news show. You at least would think that they'd have documentary staff. They would have local, covering things, local coverage. The fireworks show coming up on the 4th of July in San Francisco, that famous fireworks show, or other events throughout the city, the museums, what's taking place in Golden Gate Park, outside lands, all of that. Where is KQED? Where is KQED? On the radio end, that's getting just as bad. So when I hear about KQED cuts and people talk about why am I not talking about it, I did my part on that end, folks. I've stated the fact that it is not a malaise. This has been taking place for years now. Years now. And what else is taking place? These managers that get obscene amounts of money, compensation for doing what? Nothing. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. It's almost like KQED, if they haven't already, should be audited. They get all this money. They get all this funding and grants and all of this, you know, where does the money go? It goes apparently to a lot of their managers, their senior managers who are making millions of dollars collectively. Nobody bats an eye. Nobody does anything. There is no accountability. There's no oversight. KQED has been getting away with this for years and years and years. And to go it personally, and I'm going to get personal now. When I myself ask for donations, for contributions to give to you the information, sometimes editorials and whatever, I have I have, folks, been very outspoken about KQED, about the fact that their membership drives, their pledge breaks, of which they have at least 30 a day, where does the money go? Where's the Chronicle? You think the Chronicle writes about this largesse, this financial irresponsibility that KQED is allowed to get away with on a daily basis without any kind of repercussions? It's outrageous. And I marvel, I shake my head when I figure where's the money going? And how the fact that if you are a KQED member, or if you have made multiple donations or what have you, so you can get a coffee mug and a decal that you could put on your car and some CD that you could play from Masterpiece Theater from 10 years ago, you got some thinking to do. You want to talk about wasted money. And all these reports within, nothing formal, of course, about all this money that gets put out not to programming, not to creativity, not to documentaries, not to product, but to the wallets of these managers, these executives who get all this money. Where does the money go? Nobody talks about that. Chronicle? Chronicle used to be a newspaper. Forget about it now. Hearst, which owns the Chronicle, where is your investigative reporters, Hearst? Where are you, SF commercial television? There's no law that says you can't investigate into where the money is going at KQED. It is unbelievable. And only in this stupid area, San Francisco, would they allow this to take place without, again, looking at where the money is going. Name me a program other than the national programs that is already exhibited on KQED. Where's a news show? Where are the documentaries? Where are the local programs? How about a local variety show? Nothing. They haven't done. They used to do an auction. Remember that, folks? The KQED auction. They turned that into their own. Not only was it a revenue source, an auction. They turned it into a program. They figured, let's kill two birds with one stone. We'll make money and we'll turn this into a program. The freaking KQED goddamn auction. You want to know why I get angry? I'm being very, very selfish here, but I am doing my best to keep going and giving you a local flavor. I'm not comparing myself to KQED. And by the way, thank God I'm more entertaining than KQED, but I'll give KQED this. They're able to suck off all of you fools who continue to donate to them while getting nothing in return. And it has gotten to the point now where nobody gives a damn anymore. KQED is what's called eternal malaise. It is incredible that they're still able to take all that money in. And I don't know how much, but I've heard millions and millions and millions of dollars and not be accountable for. It demands an investigation. It demands some oversight. Will we get it? Are you kidding me? No. Which is why KQED has become so who cares, so irrelevant, so utter, as I put it, eternal malaise. It's disgusting, really. And when you put aside all the histrionics and all of the theatrics, or in KQED's case, the lack of theatrics, the lack of any kind of original programming, they don't have a news show. They don't even have an iota of what was once newsroom. I'm sure some of their very, very famous people, remember like Mel Wax and Spencer Michael, would be embarrassed today if they understood and realized and acknowledged the fact of how KQED is such an utter fuck up. So, yeah, I know about the cuts. I know about all the ill will. I know about the relationship between its small workforce and its mega managers who seem to be taking in all this money without any kind of an account. And that's fucking pathetic. Quote me, too.